SAC. These letters stand for Strategic Air Command, which was a major command in the United States Air Force and a specified command in the United States Department of Defense. SAC was the operational establishment in charge of America's land-based strategic bomber aircraft and land-based intercontinental ballistic missile strategic nuclear arsenal from 1946 to 1992. It was initially located at Bolling Air Force Base, but was moved to Andrews Air Force Base. SAC was commanded initially by George C. Kenney, and SAC only really existed on paper under his command. That was until Lieutenant General Curtis Lee May assumed command of SAC. Under the leadership of Lee May, it was developed into the command it was created for, with the technical capabilities, strategic planning, and operational readiness to carry out its stated mission of being able to strike anywhere in the world. In the beginning, though, the arsenal SAC had to work with didn't live up to the expectations of Lee May. None of the 60 capable nuclear aircraft could achieve long-range attacks. This changed with in-air refueling. In-air refueling allowed planes to refuel, well, in the air. This allowed longer flights and further distances to be achieved. The plane that accomplished this job was the KC-135 Stratotanker. As you can see here, this larger plane is the Stratotanker, and it extends this long arm thing into the fueling port of the plane. Other technologies being developed by SAC were ICBMs, or intercontinental ballistic missiles. These missiles were developed to counteract the possible Soviet Union threat of missiles and other dangerous weaponry during the Cold War. Some ICBMs include the first ICBM, Atlas, and the second and third, Titan II and Minuteman. So here is the Titan II using a test launch off of one of the silos in the United States. These missile systems were replicated in a multitude of rockets hidden in silos across the United States. Along with technology, strategies were also developed to counteract the Soviet Union. SAC assumed control over all nuclear command and strategy. In this control, many strategies were developed that all centered around destroying the Soviet Union's possible surplus of weapons. By the end of the 1950s, SAC had identified 20,000 potential Soviet target sites and officially designated 356 of these sites as bombing targets, with a significant percentage being Soviet air defense, airfields, and suspected missile sites. Besides developing and implementing new technology and strategy, SAC was actively involved in the Korean War. 10 atomic bombs were moved to Guam, and 4 B-29 bomber wings were used in tactical operations against enemy forces and logistics. Even though Lee May sent help for the Korean War, he was more interested in building SAC's surplus of weapons and strategies. On May 31st, 1992, SAC, following the collapse of the Soviet Union and the end of the Cold War, was decommissioned through a reorganization of the U.S. Air Force. All weaponry was handed over to Air Combat Command, Air Mobility Command, United States Air Force in Europe, and United States Space Command.